Howdy, folks. Widget Walls from NeedCoffee.com here. Back again for another Wayhomer review. Here's how it works for the uninitiated. I have just left the cinema where I have seen a film. And I'm going to tell you about that film on my way home because it simply saves time for everybody involved. There you go. And today we're here to talk about Lord of the Rings Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, a.k.a. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Trilogy, a.k.a. The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Okay, so, synopsis. Well, this is, I say Episode 1 jokingly, but this really is the prequel trilogy. Peter Jackson is basically following the Lucasian model. The only difference is here he has like a decent book and story to work from. This is the story of Bilbo and the events that would lead up to Lord of the Rings. Like the stuff that we saw in Lord of the Rings. This is where we see Gandalf, and we see elves, and we see dwarves, and we see Bilbo, and we see Gollum, and it's already been, it's known, a ring appears. So anyway, but yeah, this is the story where you've got a dragon apparently showed up and kicked the asses of the dwarf nation, and kicked them out of their house and home, and took all their gold. And the dwarves have been sort of nomadic ever since, sort of homeless. And the signs are there that the time has come to go to, Dwarfopia and try to retake the homeland, so to speak. And a group has been put together, one of which is Bilbo, drafted by Gandalf to join the group for various and sundry reasons. And adventures and hijinks ensue. Okay, so, first things first. Well, first of all, going into this, before I even walk in, alright? I was a bit sarcastic about the fact that this is a trilogy, because I don't understand why it's a trilogy. Having seen Peter Jackson's King Kong, I sort of do, because I don't think he edits anything anymore. We'll get to that in a second. But basically, so, I can see two films, okay? Because it is true that if you want a good length of a story to turn into a film, a regular feature-length film, then a short story is about what you want to adapt, because you can fill it out a little bit more and not lose anything, and you're fine. So I could see where something like The Hobbit, okay, we want to do 2 parts. I could see that, right? To have enough space to tell the whole story and put in all the little details that everybody wants, right? But when you blow it up to a trilogy, especially knowing that the trilogy is going to be as long as this film, which was 2 hours and 40 minutes, right? I just go, that's a little bit excessive. So, going into it, I was like, and I couldn't get excited about the film. Because it looks, the trailer made it look so very goofy. With all these various, and I know this is like the more kid-friendly, this is the kid-friendly entry in the series. This is the one that most people read, and then they go read Lord of the Rings and get their life changed or whatever. That's how I've always thought of it. So I knew that, right? But just watching the trailer, I went, okay, not excited. But, I said, okay, fine, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll try it. We'll see what happens. I liked the first trilogy. In fact, I thought Fellowship of the Ring, the first film of the first trilogy, was bloody brilliant. So I was like, okay, well, if we've got you know, maybe this will be good. Maybe at least this entry will be good. Then this whole high frame rate thing came into the picture. And basically, it's just like it's a frames per second. It's a higher amount of frames per second, so that the amount of detail on the screen is increased, and the definition is increased. And there was a lot of talk about some people were sick, some people were like, what the hell is this? Some people, you know, were having various and sundry reactions to it. So I was curious enough to go see the high frame rate version of The Hobbit, Unexpected Journey in 3D. So curious, in fact, that I passed up going to go see it in IMAX because I'm sort of curious about the Star Trek 9 minutes. But I thought, well, this is cinematic history or something. And I thought, well, I'll go give it a shot. Here is the thing. The film itself might have been awesome, for all I know. Might have been stealthily and craftily edited. Might have been extraordinarily well acted. Might have been all of those things. Might have looked awesome in a version, and there's 5 other versions. So there's the IMAX and the IMAX 3D and the high frame rate, 3D and the regular. It's just, there's lots of flavors. So maybe in another flavor, the film's good. But the high frame rate, let me put it to you this way. I literally felt like, when the film was over, like going, well, that was the longest video game trailer I have ever seen. Yeah, no, seriously, are you going to show the real film now? Unbelievable that you would spend so much time and effort, okay, and craftsmanship, all right? Because, I mean, just like when I get mad at when you edit a fight sequence where we can't actually see the fight, right? Because I know how much work goes into doing a fight sequence. A, and B, I actually want to see people punching each other, okay? Just like I get mad about that, which you've heard me go on and on about in these things, okay? I'm practically seething that Peter Jackson would take the work of so many people and put it on screen looking like utter shite. Because let me tell you something. The action is herky-jerky to the point where when it started, I went, is there something wrong? Are they playing it at the wrong speed? No, the voices match with the mouth flaps. That's fine. The sets, you know how in the first trilogy, how all the CG was just seamless and awesome and amazing and lifelike and incredible and just made you go look at everything that came before it and go, you people this is all crap. This was crap. I've seen old school matte painting, okay? Not even like the really good matte painting, you know what I mean? Because there's some amazing matte painting in film. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to diss matte painting. I freaking love matte painting, okay? But I have seen like old school, before anybody noticed or even knew you could do realistic matte painting, okay? That looks better than Rivendell, okay? Because it just looks like, in fact, if there weren't like waterfalls, I would think that's a mural. That is a mural that is just someone has painted on a backdrop. It looks awful, okay? The CG looks terrible. It looks like video game cutscenes. In fact, what's hilarious is that, I don't know what the character's name is, but from God of War, the albino guy with the red stripes and the axes and stuff, alright? I swear to God, that's the villain in this film, alright? The white orc guy. They look almost identical to me, okay? I could not get that out of my head the whole time. All the CG, everything, stuck out like a sore thumb, okay? It was amazingly awful. I mean, just ridiculously so. Everything looked terrible. And so I tell you that the film could be awesome. I have no idea. Because I literally could not get past the fact that I was watching, I've seen video games that look better than this film, okay? Utterly infuriating. Now, I doubt that the film is all that good, because it seems like, because you have like I said before, the excessive lack of editing, let's just shoot and shoot and shoot and put everything on the screen. You know how Fellowship of the Ring, where they did that really great majestic walking shot, right, on the mountain, where you see the mountain vista, and you just go, damn, look at that production value, that's amazing, that shot looks incredible, look at all them. And you went, oh, it looks awesome. And then so many films have, like, used that, just like the Right Stuff walk, right? You know what I mean? When I say the Right Stuff walk, you immediately know, even if you never saw the Right Stuff, the Armageddon walk. Okay, think about it that way. That slow towards the camp. They've used it in everything, right? So the Fellowship of the Ring mountain walk has been used in freaking everything, okay? Apparently Peter Jackson likes it so much, I swear to God he used it about 30 times in this film. How many shots, Peter? How many shots do we need of your characters walking on a mountain? We get that you're like in New Zealand and it's gorgeous, okay? First of all, a lot of times I think you are outdoors and it looks like you're on a set, a cheap, horrible set because of your high frame rate. I'm sorry I'm going to be talking away from you, but I'm trying to turn. Literally, there's about 30 of them. I lost count because I was just, between watching the video game play out on the screen in front of me and whatnot, I was just bored. And I was the film, because of that, because I could not get into the world of the film went on for days. Days. We're talking thin red line, Terry Malick length of film here. I mean, wow. Like, I'm pull out my phone, just check the time, I'm like, oh my God, we're only halfway through this thing. So, that's pretty much it. I mean, I could not get into the film. I could not enjoy what was going on the screen because I was just so shocked. I mean, literally shocked at how bad it looked. I mean, some people have said it looked like high school sets. I've seen, like, made-for-TV films. This looks like Sci-Fi Channel stuff, okay? And I'm not saying that, I'm not dissing sci-fi. I'm just saying they don't have the budget to look as good as a Lord of the Rings film is supposed to look. And yet, Peter Jackson is going to great lengths to make his film look like that level of production value, okay? I mean, literally, like, cheap. Some of the shots looked like soap opera cheap. I mean, just amazing. I was stunned. And let me tell you something. I will tell you there is one part of the film that he could not ruin, okay? There is absolutely one scene, apart from seeing 4 really great actors in a scene together, which I'm not going to spoil for you, but, and if you've seen the film, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Somebody shows up and you went, oh, yes. I'm not even talking Sylvester McCoy. He was great, too. Let me just say that. He was great. But the one scene that just resonated like I wanted the entire film to resonate, or at least try, was Gollum and Bilbo. Martin Freeman acting with mocap Andy Serkis, who mocap Andy Serkis is better than a lot of live action actors, okay? That scene, incredible. The rest of the film, awful. I don't know. Again, some of it might have been better than others, just like there were some bits of King Kong that were worth watching. A few. So, yes. So, I would say, if you are going to see The Hobbit, for the love of all that is holy, I took this bullet for you. Do not see the high frame rate Hobbit, no matter what you do. Because I posted to Twitter right after I got out of the show. If this is, and I'll say it, okay? If this is the future of cinema, then cinema is screwed, okay? Because nobody's going to want to go see this crap. It's awful. There you go. That's it. So I think, you know, I don't know when I would go back and see it again, because I already feel like it sucked up my will to live. But I would say rating-wise, a cup and a half. That's it. I mean, between the dwarf body humor and the horrible, you know, thing, and the fact that it went on for days, cup and a half. I'm feeling generous by doing that. So, yeah, I'm disappointed because I was ready to go in there and get surprised. You know what I mean? Especially seeing, you know, Ian Holm come back and do his bit and the cameos and whatnot, and the excitement because Ian McKellen is good in everything except X3, but that's not his fault because, I mean, you know, nobody could save that, right? Not even Ian McKellen, right? So, I just, you know, I was ready to be surprised. I was ready to go, okay, take me back there, let's do this. It was awful. So, yes, if you're going to see it, stay away from the high frame rate, stick to the normal ones, don't put any money. I would like to see the high frame rate version fall on its ass. So that they just go, parts 2 and 3, forget it, we're not even going to do it. You can fund that yourself because we're not doing it. Because we didn't make any money doing it. Please, for the love of God, okay? So, there you go. Really disappointed. Really, really disappointed. And like I said, and I'm even more frustrated because I can't even properly review the film. I can't properly do my job and tell you whether or not to see the actual film because so much of the actual film I couldn't get past because I felt like I was supposed to have an Xbox controller in my hand. So that pisses me off too. So I'm basically just pissed off in a lot of different directions. Anyway, so there you go. Bloody hell. Alright, so, all that being said, thank you so much for everybody who comes out and watches these things. I hope that some of you will listen. I know so many people come back and they go, Widge, I watched your Wayhomer, and then I went and saw the film anyway, and I should have listened to you. Well, listen to me this time. Take my word for it, please. Please spare yourself. Or at least if you're going to see the film, at least see a decent version of it. And then get back to me. Anyway. So again, thanks to everybody for watching these things. If you do enjoy them, please share them with someone that you know, or even random strangers. And as always, if you want to support us, it really helps out because even seeing it at 10 a.m. on a Friday, that was a $10 ticket. Yes, if you go to needcoffee.com/support, you can throw some money in the till via PayPal. Very easy to do, and it helps us out a great deal to keep the lights on. So until next time, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye.